rolling. Oh, nice.
Yeah, let's do this. Okay.
Where the bitch click?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Alright, so let's start with. Oh.
Not bad.
Alright,
What should I do there?
so to ease off our beginning, we have some 4% with us today.
Yes. Not any ads or sponsorship.
No,
We need to clarify.
purchase with my money.
Okay, but we're open to promotions.
Yes, please contact us. Some good Korean highball.
Yeah, it's good. Last time we got super drunk with
Yeah.
the 8% one.
Yeah,
So this
we
time
reduced it.
We wanted to keep it gentle.
Let's keep it sane. Okay, let's pop it. Yay. Do you like it?
Mm.
Do you want to
Love
try
this. Mm-hmm. So is yours orange? Yours tastes like Fanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's just lemon.
Lemon. All right.
Oh, there's a mosquito.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay, we have a mosquito with us today.
okay, cool.
It's our special guest.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll eat it afterwards. Okay. So real beginning. Alright, so this is the first episode of a project that I have long waited for.
Like a month.
Yes. Long enough. And we have a very first and very special guest with us today. This is Winnie, my friend from I don't know when, since I started having memories.
It's quite late.
And yeah, she's in my room right now, and we are starting this podcast. So I'm gonna first introduce this briefly, and then I'll get to our introduction. Okay. So I don't know how long this will last, but I have ambitiously started this project, and it is sort of an attempt for me to understand and sort of interpret the concept of hope through like personal narratives. And I'm looking forward to sort of getting a lot of narratives, and I want to piece them all together to give me an idea of what hope is. So this is our first narrator. And yeah, could you tell us about what you want to tell us about yourself? Take it easy.
That's already a tough question.
Alright, just, yeah.
Okay, where should I start? I'll keep everything high level.
Yeah,
Okay.
low profile, high level.
So, my name is Winnie, and I'm a rising junior in college.
Wow.
Currently going to school in the States.
The States.
I love traveling, so now I'm in Korea.
Yes.
Just a week before I was in Japan.
Yes.
And soon tomorrow morning I'll be going back to Japan. Okay, that's too much information. Anyways, I'm a rising junior who's in college. We're friends, we know each other since middle school, and yeah, very honored to do this project. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Please be my spectator. Okay, thank you. I'll give yes. So, I have invited her to be my first guest because, I mean, first of all, it was really good timing because I was always sort of constructing this idea, and then she was just here, and it was perfect. And also, no pressures, but I believe that she's someone who can bring her own perspectives into life. So please don't. So yeah. So here we go.
Okay.
Very brief, light and breezy.
Okay, let's do it.
It's not really light and breezy. I'm sorry, but so the first question is, how do you start off your day? Like, how do you have like a mindset, or do you have something that you do when you first wake up to set the day?
To set the day. In terms of mindset, I think nothing really specific, but I just want to really live off every day with a really positive mindset. I think I want to do as much as I can every day. It's not just doing like when we're traveling, but also on general days as well. There isn't a particular routine, but for me, I really like to like shower in the morning instead of during the night. Yeah, I think that really sets the day. It's like a really great refresher. And probably checking some messages from last night. Although for these days, there isn't any message because I sleep at 3. So like nothing happens between 3 to like 9 or 10. Yeah, but usually I think that kind of sets the day. If you got any like message updates from friends and stuff. So I think that's really about it.
Yeah, the shower in the morning really helps. Like it really helps to wake up the mind, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to ask this because like because when we're like because every single day, I mean, we get a new day every day, but I think sometimes we kind of just let it pass, right? We just wake up, and sometimes like I have this problem of always waking up right before I have to wake up, so I'm always rushed to start the day. And I feel like it's really different when I really wake up at a time that I want to willingly and start the day with my own will. And yeah, I think it kind of brings something that makes the day a bit more special or important. So yeah, thank you.
Sure.
All right. Now this is just got very deep.
Where's the transition? How do you start your day?
Sorry,
tell me about your life.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure things out. But so, I mean, I guess it is still connected. So, you said you kind of start off your day with like a shower or like responding to messages. So I believe that there are some days where you feel more energy. Like, right, you feel more driven to live the day. And if you could recall, is there anything in particular that would make you more energetic?
Make me more energetic?
Could be like just like physical, like really good conditions, like woke
really
up to.
Really good conditions. Just a lot of energies in general, right?
Yeah.
I think I would need to think about it.
Yeah, like mental energy or like physical energy.
I think my answers would just be really like daily, like nothing deep or
it's
anything.
It differs by day.
I think I think every morning if I wake up and I see my mom, it brings me a really good mood somehow.
Really?
Yeah, it's interesting because like my mom, although I do want to wake up sometimes like when I'm not traveling, like earlier so I can start off the day better, like quicker and also more fresh. But like my mom is a super morning person, so she wakes up at 6, as you know, and then she usually goes to like groceries, she goes to the park and do like a ton of stuff before I wake up. She also make breakfast and everything. So generally I would see her like over the summer break. So whenever I see her, she's already like up to a lot of things. She would update me in terms of everything she did in the past 3 hours, if not more. And then like when I'm talking to her, she's also doing something, maybe like work from school, stuff like that. I think it's also always like bringing me really good mood because she's like a super motivated person. Her life is very consistent and organized. Compared to mine, sometimes it can get a little chaotic. So I think whenever I see someone like her who's always on the right track and someone who, you know, waking up does bring a lot of visible benefits, I really look up to her that way. And I think it also tells me like, you know, try to plan out everything during the day as as much as you can, and if you follow them like logistically, things will work out.
Wow. Yeah, I'm also not that kind of person like your mom. So yeah, really, like I think there's a sort of like energy that actually morning brings. I believe, although I wouldn't really know
For
that
yeah.
often, but yeah, there were a few times I had to wake up really early for like some like church occasions, and then I see like, cause like the morning is when the sun actually like rises,
yes,
right?
And if you get to see that,
yeah,
it's different.
Yeah, and it's when it's actually like bright, and I think it's when like the world starts kind of waking up, and yeah, like the morning energy is real.
Yeah, no, for sure. When I first came back from the States this summer, I was like adjusting to time differences, so I wake up around like 4-ish for like a little bit over half a week. And then during that time, sometimes I just like do a lot of work, or just go, like read some books, or even go for a run. And if I go to the park, there's actually a lot of like elderly people who wake up super early to like either dance or to go for a run and stuff like that. It does really bring me a lot of energies, and although I don't keep that up right now because it's a little bit hard for me to wake up early, but seeing my mom continuing doing this like kind of reminds me of, you know, how the day kind of looks like for them.
Yeah, that's true. Here's like not a trick question, but do you think routine brings like you know, there's like routine, I guess, versus spontaneous. Which of those two do you think would motivate you more? Yeah, like if you had something planned, if you did everything daily, routinely, or versus like if you just had like a sudden spark.
Okay. That's a trick question.
It is a trick question. Because I also think about it.
I think definitely both brings me energy. That's why both like works for different people. But I think for me personally, spontaneous things will definitely bring me more energies. Just because when you like suddenly decide to do something and you directly kind of jump into it, I think you directly immerse yourself in the process of doing it already, instead of consistent effort. Like maybe you have a goal, you have to work daily, maybe just a bit, maybe half an hour. Let's say like you want to just do workout and stuff. It takes a long time for you to actually see improvement on your body and progress. So I think I'm more of a result-oriented person. So I think in that process, I'm always kind of anxious, wanting to like jump forward and all that. But so I wasn't really enjoying the process. But I think for spontaneous things, you directly jump into it. So the process kind of gets, the feelings, the sensory and stuff kind of gets amplified. You're really feeling everything within the process, and you don't really know what the outcome will be, but that's when you kind of shift your perspective from looking straight into the outcome to more focusing on the process. And usually like when you do spontaneous things, I think the process is also a lot shorter. Like it doesn't take days, probably just a few minutes, or like at most a few hours. So that really brings me a lot, because I'm entirely concentrating within that short period of time. So it doesn't really matter what the outcome is, but I really can make the most out of it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm also on the same page with that, because I think I'm even less routine oriented than you, because I think routine brings me no joy at all. It's kind of interesting, but yeah, like I kind of forget how important or maybe like special things are when they get into a pattern, or when they're patternized. I just don't think they matter anymore, which is not always the right mindset, but yeah. So I'm trying to transition into
Let's do it. Click.
Just one last bridged question.
Okay.
So it's kind of I guess it could be about hobbies, but I want to know one thing that brings you a lot of joy when you're doing it, or something that makes you really immersive.
Really immersive. Okay. need to think about it.
When you feel really happy, like something that you're doing.
Mhm.
Yeah, it can't be like, I don't know, A+. That kind
A
of thing.
plus.
Like some act or
Yeah, interesting. Let me think.
Recall time you were happy.
Recall time. Yeah, that has to go back to 4 years ago when I
What happened during
brings me a lot of joy, right?
I mean, I can briefly share what so I have moments of ecstasy when I start understanding things. Like for example, I remember that one night where I was reading my textbook for the first time. It was about like philosophy basically, and I was reading it, and then I suddenly understood it. I kind of like had this moment of epiphany, and then I think I was in the bathroom or something. I was on
interesting setting.
I was sitting on the toilet, and then I was just like really happy that moment, because I felt like something in my brain. I don't know. I don't think that's how brains work, but like my brain, it felt like my brain had found a new path that could connect its paths, and I was just like really happy, and I think I called my mom or something.
Oh really?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like learning does bring me a lot of joy, but learning about things that I like.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're able to connect a lot of things together as well. That's awesome. I think for me, it's probably being able to see things that's always been there, but I haven't been able to pay attention to before. Like discovering things when it's not anything new, but things that have always been there. It's just I haven't paid enough attention. I think especially traveling, like I did a lot of solo traveling over the past like a year and a half. So when you're solo traveling, I think you start to like really look at things from a isolated perspective. Like you look at the pedestrians, the stores and everything. So I kind of applied that perspective when I came back to Beijing this summer. It's been a year, so I really missed the city, and this time I really tried as much as I can to like absorb everything. And that's when I noticed a lot of things that have always been there in my life, but I wasn't able to appreciate. Like even just within your neighborhood, your community, you look at like the grandparents and they're like taking care of the kids, or like the street cleaners who are doing their work, people who are like the breakfast shops that are making their own breakfast. I think these things just brings me a lot of energy, just seeing like how lively they are. And I think usually I take them for granted as a background, and sometimes I even kind of find them to be a little bit like distracting and all that. But that's only when I'm up to other things. But when I kind of shifted the focus, I look at them and I kind of started to think about how their life looks like. You know, the day of a life as someone like owner of a breakfast shop, or someone, you know, as a grandparent, you know, as a primary school teacher next to my neighborhood. I think everything is really interesting. Started to look from their perspective. And there's also a lot of details just within the neighborhood, where like the old streets, traditional sites in Beijing that you go visit. So I just couldn't appreciate, like I really regret I didn't appreciate enough when I was really living in a city, going to school there. So I think being able to see a lot of things that has never changed, but now your perspective shifted, kind of brings you a lot of reflections.
Right. So like breaking out of your own boundaries and perspectives.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's really important. It really brings like a whole another dimension, right? Because most people only see the world through their own lens and from their own experiences. So there are a lot of things that they would just never pay attention to. But yeah, once you start looking at it from other people's perspectives, they'll not always see. Yeah, you see a lot more. And
right.
So it seems like those things kind of bring you joy.
And I think understanding as well. Like, for example, there's a lot of delivery people, especially in Beijing. They deliver wenny, like food and everything. usually we just find them to be like really aggressive because they're like running across the lights and everything. But when you take a moment to see like when they're taking a lunch break, how they talk to each other, or like think about how they also have their own family, people, they have their kids, and some of them are like really nice people. You can tell that they have a really interesting personality and all that. I think just trying to interpret don't generalize, and trying to interpret everything from a more detailed level is interesting. And not just like those people, but literally everyone who happened to be in the background of that life, which is like I think 99% of the people. I think I really took them for granted and forgot how much they contributed to my life and the overall community, the whole system, how it functions. So when I thought about it, I kind of appreciate it, and I understand everything. You know, they can have aggressive personalities, but that's fine. They could have, you know, different life goals. It's just like one stage of their life where like they live a totally different life with different routines compared to you. It's just interesting, but I think a lot of them are out of imagination, so I can't really.
Yeah, it's so yeah, that's kind of where I also started thinking too, because also through like travels and just every day, you see a lot of different people, right? And they're all living, going by their day, going with their lives, and they're all doing something. And it's really when I realized that everyone is living their lives, right? Somewhere.
Yes.
Ooh. Yeah, like no matter where you are. And that's kind of where I started thinking about this whole idea of, it didn't start out as the word hope for me, but it was more like just life, like how are they living, like how are they going about their days and months and, you know, their lives. And yeah, so I started wondering where people get their motivation, or do they have any intentions that keeps them going in their lives. Because yeah, I first asked myself, of course, and I couldn't really like conceptualize something that, you know, was keeping me going, because I don't think I was living by any of the things that I believe are important to me, right? So that's why I wanted to get insights from other people, you know, although I think everyone is as equally confused and yeah, questioning themselves as I would be, but yeah, just very light and breezily. Yeah, it's a lie, but is there anything that you think is within you that doesn't really change, is most of the times there, and would always kind of bring you back into track?
Interesting.
Yeah, you just threw a bomb out there.
Yeah.
You up to it.
I think.
Yeah, you don't have to take it slow. We can sit in silence and let that jump in.
I wouldn't say it's like entirely motivation, but it does push me forward. Maybe it could be, but I think it's like an interesting mixed feeling of both being really ambitious, but at the same time also looking down on yourself. It's really interesting. Or like for the second part, like you have a very clear and sharp self-recognition that sometimes could...
Self-awareness.
Yeah, a lot of self-awareness. Yeah, so I think a lot of times, like, I really compare myself to others. Well, this can be a little bit negative, but like you compare, or like objectively comparing yourself to the like average threshold, how other people are doing, and how what's considered to be like great or like appropriate. And then that's when I realized, you know, there might be a lot of things I have to catch up on. It might be initially transitioning from a public primary school into an international middle school, a lot of things to navigate and all that, and I clearly know that I wasn't good enough. So I was definitely looking down on myself. I didn't like the way that I wasn't good enough. But at the same time, I was also ambitious in the sense that I didn't want to keep things that way. And I know that I could be better.
Right.
I don't know like by how much, but I know that I should be better and I could be better. Yeah. So that kind of mixed feeling, I think it definitely could be a little bit negative in the sense that you're always denying yourself, but at the same time you're also affirming yourself that you could be better and you should be better.
Right.
Yeah, so that kind of pushes you to like run an extra mile, like do a lot of more work to catch up. But at the same time, I feel like I'm always not recognizing, you know, how far I came, but rather just always looking ahead in terms of how many people are in front of me. So that does motivate me. I could say that there's a lot of role models in my life per se, or like a lot of people that I can appreciate in terms of, you know, things that they're really good at or things that I can appreciate about. But at the same time, that kind of transforms into both a positive and negative energy, but it does really push me forward.
Right. This is a slightly like, I don't know how to put it, kinky
kinky
follow up. It's a bit mean, but I was just listening to you talk about how, you know, like talking about the sense of like front and sort of like in front, right? Like you have it in a very like linear sort of view. So yeah, it's you don't, you can pass it, but like I was just wondering, do you sometimes look at people that you think are behind you? Do you sort of categorize, because you categorize some like people that are in front of you, right? Does that mean there are people behind you, or are you just looking out there?
No, for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate your honesty.
I think, yeah, like, since you have a standard, you know, like, who's better, or, like, what's the threshold, then you also know, like,
who's behind, under the...
Yeah, who might be on the same level, or who also could be, like, better. So, I think something that has been a problem for me before, and I hope it has improved right now, at least I'm more conscious about it, is I think before I definitely was a little bit looking down on some people, like not the people who like are trying, but the people who have potential but they don't do shit. Yeah, like they might be like they have like better, they're more gifted, more privileged, but they just haven't put in the work to be like better. If they do, they will probably be like ahead of the game a lot. So I see a lot of potentials in a lot of people, so I really sometimes feel reluctant that they're not doing the things they're supposed to. But I think as for the people who are trying, there's really not much for me to like criticize about. Like if you're trying, just like me, you know, I have nothing better to say because I'm also trying to improve and all that. So usually I think I don't look down on those people, but sometimes I couldn't help looking down on people who could have been better, but they're just not trying.
Yeah, thank you for answering that, honestly. Yeah, we all have some dark sides to our minds when it comes to judgments.
Deep
so
dark
drink.
fantasy.
Alright, yeah. So going back to, right, what drives you, kind of, what makes you, I think it's basically it's a mix of like self-discipline, right? And but at the same time you're pushing yourself to be better. Yeah, I think it, that's definitely the right mindset when people put in the effort to really reach that state, right? Yeah, it's nice. Intrigued. So, actually, I should have asked you before I asked you to specify, but what image comes to your mind when I say the word hope?
Hope.
Yeah, just
image.
Like illustrate it in your mind, maybe.
Could be anything, like a person, a setting.
Yes.
Hope.
It's hope. It could be like symbolic. right? Because I think it's a word that's always around us, but we don't really think about it either academically or philosophically much.
Interesting. Comes to mind.
This is the most difficult question, actually.
You're asking a lot of difficult questions.
Yeah, it's just this is a difficult podcast. Yes. Hope.
I think I would think about it as like when you have your phone and like a message pop up. There's a notification, but you don't really know what the message is about. Like you can only see, for example, here I have 18 notifications. Sorry, I'm recording this, so I can't. I need to focus. But anyways, you can't really see the content, but you know something's popping up.
Right.
I think that's what first came to my mind because I think for Hope a lot of times you don't really know the outcome or like what the actual content is. But when you kind of get a signal or an update from someone or something, the first thing that kind of came to your mind is definitely good news, right? When you receive an email, you hope it's like some interesting, good updates. When you get a message, you hope it's like someone you care about bringing a really great thing. Right. It might just be an ad or like something that's completely irrelevant, but when you don't really know what is actually inside the box, you are already kind of filling yourself up with a lot of joy or like expectations, things that you're looking forward to. That's kind of my definition, because I think hope is just a feeling. It doesn't really mean like, oh, we promise you that something good will come, right? It's not a guarantee. It's more like you giving yourself really positive affirmations. So that's what just came into my mind.
Oh, wow, that's a very interesting analogy. But which made me question.
Should I check my WeChat?
Yeah, sorry. I'll just keep digging into. But so yeah, that was really interesting because, so like, you're talking about like messages, right? And suddenly, like, what came to my mind is that hope, in the sense, could be very, right? It is a subjective thing, but so. Because I feel like some people would look at these messages and the first thing they might feel is fear, right? Or maybe they're like worried, or so like. It seems like in that definition, hope really is dependent on the person's sort of state of mind,
right? Yeah.
Their perspectives, right?
Or like your connections, people around you.
Yeah. Like all the situations. So it's really hard to like come up with like a universal sort of idea. Yeah, that's why I also wanted to interpret it like as a concept, right? Because I am, we're like trying to, like in classes we're just trying to study concepts, right? Because I'm also like majoring in like it's kind of like it's academia. We get to learn about concepts, so. I think I have a habit of like trying to conceptualize things, but the thing about hope was that I couldn't really conceptualize it. But I also don't think it's a mere feeling, because I have this degrading theory that people can clearly and crisply sort of perceive hope. It's just that I can't, because I don't really know what exactly the hope I am hoping for is, right? So it's that sort of common theory where it's like you don't know it because you don't deserve to know that kind of feeling. So and that's why I also felt like it's just really subjective, and seems like there isn't any situation that would be hopeful to everyone. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so because when I thought about hope, I just pictured something that I can't really see. It's like, it's blurry.
Like
I guess
dreamy.
it's kind of similar, maybe, in a sense, because I can't see it clearly.
Right.
But, but the reason why it is dreamy and I guess blurry is because hope is something that it's almost like a belief, I think. It's not that, yeah, as you said, it's not something that's guaranteed. And it's not something just like expectations, right? You're not just looking forward to it. You have to put in some like commitment that this could happen, right? So, yeah, thank you for your vision. Oh no, my guest speaker is getting drunk.
4%, guys. What's 4 plus 4? We ate.
Oh no.
Okay, let's cut.
It's becoming a variety show. Okay, we'll try to do that
sorry.
again.
I will behave.
Yes. So this is kind of like the final question.
Okay.
Final. Well, we've been talking for 35 minutes.
Oh, that's a long time. I feel like it's just been 10 minutes.
Right? Okay. Okay, let me frame this question perfectly.
You got this.
Okay, so.
Got it. Okay, sorry.
Please demonstrate. Sounds like an essay
performance art.
Please use imagery and descriptive language, metaphors, similes to inform us about your hope, your maybe not your priority hope, but that the most macro leveled hope.
Okay,
something like
something I'm
big
currently
vision.
hoping for.
Yes.
Okay.
Your widest vision possible. No, not something like, I don't know, world peace.
I was about to say.
I mean, no, that's
that did came to my mind.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna talk about it.
Maybe a bit more specific, a bit more personal.
Personal,
but belonging to the planet. Wait, that is impossible. Just
Supernova. Sorry. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Alright, so yeah, your wildest personal hope.
Okay. But when you say hope, it's different from
ambition.
Like a dream wannabe, right? Like what do you want to be in the future? Like,
yeah, I think it's not the hope that is just used in a sentence like I hope this happens. I didn't really.
But yeah, I kind of get it.
Right. I think the level of hope should be based on something that you believe in. Or,
I see. Okay.
Like,
yeah, maybe it's not too personal.
Yeah.
It is personal in the sense that
you feel it.
Right. But it's not really about you.
Yeah, I could not. Yeah.
Okay. Let me drink first. Okay. There's a lot going on in my head.
Supernova. Explode.
Too much memes. Too personal.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Could you repeat the prompt again? Just the last part.
Right.
The final line. Like, what do you hope? Like the
your widest and wildest. So it includes a level of like maybe idealism, but yeah. Hope.
希望 How should I frame this?
Maybe you could do an interpretive dance. Oh, that doesn't seem so hopeful. Oh no.
I think this is just all to my. Sorry.
Oh no.
I hope people can stop wasting time on literal bullshit and do actual shit. Okay, maybe let me frame it in another way.
Can you make it a bit more beautiful?
Okay,
maybe
yeah.
I'll like put it on a quote or
sorry.
something. No, but
I hope people can stop wasting time trying to argue in terms of literal definitions and try to define things through actions. I think I got this because like I attended a lot of symposiums or seminars about the Israel-Palestine conflict, and then they invite like a lot of experts from both countries, or like from both backgrounds, where like at least they're doing studies within the regions, and then a lot of something that really got me frustrating, like sometimes I understand, but most of the time it was really frustrating, is how like most of their discussion, even if it's like dialogue between people from Israel and Palestine, they were trying to just argue whether this is counted as a genocide or a conflict or a war. Like they were just debating over the conceptual definition and the terminologies. And even if like the panel opens up to Q&A from the students, a lot of them were just asking, you know, oh, professor, do you consider this as a genocide or not? And then this professor will be like, you know, from the world, something like the world whatever organization's definition, this has a tendency to be considered as a genocide. Like they're always bullshitting, but like having really blurry lines and boundaries between the terminologies and everything. And then if the students doesn't hear the answers they want, like yes, this is a genocide, or it's not, and then they just started protesting right away, and then the panel kind of like goes really chaotic and all that. So one of the panelists was actually really interesting in the sense that she thinks we should stop wasting time defining whether this is a genocide or not, and shift the discussion more from a academic perspective, like analyzing the history and all that, into actually doing actions and advocating stuff. But some other people, like from the student perspective or other professors, they think it's necessary to define the terminology because you know, if it's defined as a genocide, then there could be more actions taken into account, you know, from like other organizations, countries, they could interfere. So there was just a lot of debates in terms of this, but I think I'm more leaning towards that professor in the sense that we should stop wasting time on those things. Like even if the students force a professor to admit it's a genocide, does that kind of change anything? Like in my definition, I think it's a genocide for sure. But I think the purpose of those panels is not really to bring up terminologies, but actually think about, you know, what that really tells us about the current landscape and what can we do about it. And actually advocating students to build more self-awareness. I think they're really trying to like find a common ground in the middle, trying to keep the panel like nice and friendly and all that, so they don't piss anyone off. But in fact, if they're trying to compromise, and they're pissing everyone off in reality. So I just thought that was interesting, and for me, I think I'm always more leaning towards like rising up and taking a stand instead of trying to argue from an academic lens. It doesn't really change anything, and one professor's perspective doesn't really matter and can't represent, you know, how the history really turns out. So that's really what I think. It's very macro, but that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. But that applies to a lot of things, right? It would apply to, I think almost, could even apply to like personal levels. Yeah, I totally agree because I have more than 5 years of debating experience, and debating is all about the definitions, and yeah, that's when I realized that there's no point.
It took you 5 years, but that was worth it.
This is just
Definitely.
my personal breakdown. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. Put that aside. But yeah, that is very personal, but also very. It's based off of your personal experience,
right?
And your frustration.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking a stand in this, but I understand people who think about it in the other way. Like definitions are important.
You do?
I try to understand. Of course, like if everyone can come to a consensus, that's great. Because I have my own interpretation. But if people don't and they just argue and waste time, I think it's meaningless.
Right. Okay. Thank you. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I don't have to comment on.
Yeah.
Because I just need to think. I just have to take it in. But yeah. Well.
That was a meaningful dialogue. Thanks for having me.
Oh God, don't you?
You're a good host. You throw some very thoughtful questions that caught me off guard.
Always,
Most of them.
Always catching off. Where is your guard?
There's no guard.
Yeah, be open to the world.
Yes.
But yeah. So thanks for being in my.
Thanks for coming to my channel.
Oh no, that's too lame.
Sorry.
No. Yeah. Thanks for stepping along with me on my first step to the journey of finding the truth.
Yes.
Yes. The truth will set you free. I don't think I'm free. So
soon you will be, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, and that is it. But we are very disappointingly. Oh.
Yeah. The 4% is not claimed.
Yes.
Yeah, we need the 8% back.
And we need a refund.
Yeah.
I see you.
I think I'm really sober right now. Not even close to being drunk.
Because philosophy is the best.
Right. I love those discussions.
Yes.
I love
Maybe
it.
we're drunk. Maybe this is the real drunk state. We're drunk in brain chemicals. Anyways, yeah, I'll end it before
things get a little bit
things get
a
personal,
little bit tipsy.
Things get emotional. Yeah, that won't happen.
Okay, looking forward to your upcoming episodes.
Yes, thank you so much. Let's
wait, we should come up with like a ending.
Yeah.
Like an ending for the whole series.
Posture.
Like every guest do something.
Do something.
Can we do
Can we not? I'm afraid that
maybe we should just do cheers.
Cheers.
Like
Oh, that's
this.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's cheer into the camera and then I'll end it there.
Okay.
Okay. For
hope.
For hope. Cheers.